Hey, good morning. Friday morning, we made it to the end of the week, and it has been a rainy week since, Monday morning? We've had rain nonstop in the forecast, but not nonstop coming from the sky. But periods of showers and storms, some of the rainfall has been heavy at times, and we have another round coming in right now. And nothing severe, it's just rain. Some lightning strikes, so lightning counter went way up to 45 now. So it's starting to get a little bit more in the way of some lightning strikes. I would imagine that there's probably some winds about 30, 40 miles an hour with all that rain coming in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this full so that y'all can see it. And I think I did that. What do I have to hit now, down? Oh, fade right here. Ha ha, look at me go. Thank you, Tatiana, I appreciate it. So there's your rainfall, everybody. I made a post a little while ago. Showers and thunderstorms continue for northwest Alabama. There was a stray little shower in Huntsville about 30 minutes ago at 10 o'clock, and that has fizzled out. So the main player is off to the west, which is what we expected. And that line of showers and thunderstorms will continue to advance east very slowly. The problem is the slow movement of the west to east orientation of this line makes it so that areas get rainfall that's heavy at times for a prolonged period. And therefore that could prompt some flash flooding. We're in a marginal risk for flash flooding today. When it comes to storms being stronger or severe, might not hit severe criteria, but these storms will probably be pretty electric today, meaning there'll be a lot of lightning with it. Doesn't take a severe thunderstorm to produce lightning. Remember, lightning is not a criteria for severe weather. Nor is the loudness of the thunder, nor is the heaviest of rainfall. So the things that we're going to be monitoring closely aren't what we define as a severe thunderstorm. That is anything with winds over 58 miles an hour, large hail, 1-inch diameter, or a tornado, and that's not what's in the forecast. So the storms may not prompt severe thunderstorm warnings, but they're still going to have a big impact. So right now the rain stretches from, we'll say, about Waynesboro, Lawrenceburg, back into areas of almost now central portions of Lauderdale County. A lot of lightning strikes just north of you in Leicester right now. That extends back into Florence, and then a little bit of a break, and then you pick it back up again southwest of Florence, and that goes all the way down into Red Bay now. I will zoom in and get this radar a little bit closer for y'all so you can see it. And there's one pocket of really heavy rainfall right along 43 north of Killen near the Leicester area. It's tracking northeast, so in St. Joseph or 5 Points, the rainfall is going to pick up with intensity here soon. That heavier rainfall extends back to the west into Waterloo, where you have some pockets of heavier rain. It breaks up a bit over Florence and the Shoals, but you pick it right back up in Cherokee, where the rain's coming down heavy at times right now on 72. This is all moving north-northeast, so in the Shoals, Florence, Sheffield, Tuscumbia, it's all headed your way. You'll have some heavy rainfall here probably by the top of the hour, if not shortly after 11 o'clock. It's all to the west of 43 right now, so there's some lightning strikes in Vina. The rainfall just coming into you now in Hodges and Hackleburg. Phil Campbell, you're still waiting. Russellville, you're still waiting, but it'll be there shortly. You can see that heavier rainfall right there straddling the Mississippi-Alabama state line in Red Bay, and numerous lightning strikes with this. As it continues off to the north and east, we're tracking it very closely. I will come back to the radar in just a little bit. I just want to let you know we have a marginal flood risk for today, and it's that green color that you saw right away, and that green color indicating that we have a chance for marginal flood risk. The next two graphics on there were actually for tomorrow and Sunday, and there's not a marginal flood risk for those 2 days because on the weekend we are going to see the amount of storms and the coverage of storms start to back off. So through the day today, there's your thunderstorm activity, and it continues into the afternoon, probably through the evening commute. So there'll be an impact not only with some rain that we had this morning with the morning commute, but you'll have some rainfall heavy at times with thunderstorms through the evening commute as well. I don't know if we're going to go 70s today. It's going to be tough to get to 70s with all the clouds and everything else we got. But a few storms tonight. They're very isolated. If you're planning on going to the Trash Panda game, they have to actually pick up the game from last night. It was suspended because of rain, shocker. And they start at 5 o'clock, and then they pick up the next game like a half hour after the first game concludes. Might have an issue starting at 5 o'clock, but as they move through the evening, the chance for rain will back off and might be able to get those games in. Once the storms move out tonight, there's one more little part to the system that has to move through on Saturday. There's a frontal boundary. It could spark a few isolated storms after about 1 p.m. on Saturday through about 4. It's a quick hit. Bad luck for all meteorologists in the Tennessee Valley market is that, of course, one of them will park itself right over Big Spring Park and pour for panoply. But that's not what we want. We're hoping that the storm coverage is minimal. But if you do have a storm on Saturday, it will potentially bring heavy rainfall. And for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, it will just totally ruin your outdoor plans before it moves on by and it dries out. Sunday and Monday look pretty good. We can almost take the 20% out for those 2 days, but we'll keep a shower or storm in for now. Tuesday's dry, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there comes another round of waves of scattered showers and storms, and that rainfall could be heavy at times as well. At this time, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday does not appear to be severe weather, but just some heavy rainmakers. I'm going to go all the way back, cycle through the graphics. Bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to take you back to the first radar that we had so you can all see where we're at. And I see some comments, and I'm going to try to answer them for you. If you have any questions, first one's not good. Hey, Chase, Captain, I'm tired of waking up with it being humid and uncomfortable under the covers. Chase, you cracked me up. Says, I would like to put a ticket to get this fixed. Hope you're having a great day at the station. Well, now I am, because you made me laugh. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, Chase, I said this, I posted something on my Facebook page the other day, and I said, rain or not rain, how do you feel? Is it too much? A lot of people, especially those of you who actually do farming for a living, we're very we need this rain. If we don't get this in April, come July and August, we are done. And that's what happened last year. We went into drought conditions. So I don't want flash flooding. I don't want severe weather. We've actually had a nice blend of rainfall with some scary thunderstorms that haven't really produced severe weather. And that's what you want. You got to hit on these rain chances in April, because if you don't and you start missing, then all of a sudden you get to July and August and you can't buy a raindrop, and all of a sudden we're in drought conditions again, right? It's starting to get excessive, though. I mean, maybe a little bit too much. It's like when you're hungry and you want to eat 2 pieces of pizza and you just eat the whole thing. That's kind of where we're at right now. And that rainfall, when it comes down heavy at times, I mean, I know that we have, our data pretty much comes from the airports, the Shoals and Florence area. We get information from Decatur. We get information from Huntsville International. But some of you who have rain gauges at your house, I would imagine, especially if you're one of those viewers from Somerville, right near 36 and 231, where it poured the other night, I would imagine that if you have a rain gauge in your backyard, you're approaching close to 7 inches of rain this week. I mean, it's gotten to the point where some areas have had excessive rainfall. So keep the radar up. You can keep looking at it and checking it out. Mia. What we going to get? A lot of rain, Mia. A lot of rain. A little lightning, too. Watch out for that. D.O. from PC is in the house. What you doing, Donna Oliver? It is good to see you on. I hope you're all well. I'm going to go check out my page and see if there's any comments there, too. There's not. Good. I'm not missing any. She says, don't want it. I know. You want to take it back. I understand. I hear what you're saying, Donna. Everything is so green right now, though, including my grass. Those of you who are trying to get some mowing done, Eric Burke, the genius that he is, he snuck it in yesterday afternoon when the sun popped a little bit in Huntsville, and he was like, I'm going to go mow. He did. He told me. He was so proud of himself. He actually told me, he said, I got the mowing in, and I did not. So I don't know when I'm going to mow next. I haven't figured that part out, because everything's wet and the grass is high, and the higher it gets, the more water it holds. So therefore, even Saturday morning might not be a good time to mow. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do right now. Hi, Belinda Branson. You're very welcome. I appreciate you watching. It's good stuff. Abby says Trash Panda game likely to get canceled tonight. It's a tricky one. Abby, I'll say this. I was at the game last night, and they put the tarp on the field at 6:30, and I didn't know why. There was no showers. There was one shower in there, and that tarp, putting it on it, delayed the game an hour. They didn't first pitch till 7:25, and then we got to the 8th inning, and then a shower and thunderstorm hit. If they had just started the game at 6:25 when the weather was actually just fine, they would have finished that game, and they would not have to be picking up this suspended game tonight, and they would have been just starting at 6:30. Had that been the case, 6:30 is a better first pitch than 5 o'clock. So what happens, and I'll answer your question to this, is if they have a first pitch at 5 because they have to play the rest of the suspended game from last night, that would have a better chance of having storms. Now, if that gets pushed back, I don't know how long, they're going to be willing to play at night. Because if you push the first game back, you can't start the second game until I think it's 35 or 45 minutes after the first game. So you could be looking at an 8 o'clock first pitch. Now, I don't know if the guys want to play till midnight. I don't know. You better hope for a pitcher's duel. So that's the dilemma they have. They do have some flexibility, though, because I do believe the Barons are in town Saturday and Sunday. So we'll have to see how it goes. Joy says, when will it reach Huntsville? Probably more towards the afternoon, Joy. I can't draw a tracker on there because I'm not in front of the weather screen. But I could say that in Huntsville, probably getting there afternoon, probably early afternoon, between about 12 and 1 o'clock. So, April, what about when DeKalb County sees storms? Way later today. Set your alarm for 4 o'clock this afternoon. This line, as it moves west to east, unless something pops in front of this line, you got a long way to go before it gets to you. It's going to take its time working across the Tennessee Valley. So sometime mid to late afternoon. I hope that helps. Megan, what's tomorrow looking like? Hopefully pretty. I don't know about pretty, Megan, but I don't think as much rain. I think there's a slight chance of some storms tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to be sunny and bright and perfect all day. But there's some storms in the forecast for Saturday, and they probably will impact the areas that we don't want them to hit. But, yeah, they're very isolated tomorrow. It's not like this big cluster of rain like you see here that's moving into western zones right now. It'll be much more isolated, but you got to keep an eye on it, though, of course. Hopefully, Megan, for you, because you're so nice with how you asked that question, I'd like to think that the clouds will part and the rain will stay away and you'll have plenty of sunshine. And if not, you're so bright, your brightness will lighten up the sky anyway. How about that? That'll work. I'm so cheesy, I know. Steven, Cam Ward of the Titans, how you feeling about that? On a sports note, I don't know. I heard rumors that the Giants were going to trade them a lot of stuff for him, and I found out what that was, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. But that was a lot to turn down. But we'll see what happens. I'm not sure, but I am drinking the Cam Ward Kool-Aid now that he's on the team, so we'll support him 100%, and hopefully he'll actually last more than a year or two. We'll see what happens. He's very talented. The just problem is I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to. Don't have anybody. Receivers are slim pickings. We'll see what we pick up today, though. Something tells me they're going to take the tight end, Arroyo, from Miami, and they're going to pair him up, just like Callahan did with Burrow and Chase, and tie him up. And then he's going to try to get somebody that Ward's already thrown to and he's familiar with. But we'll see what happens. And enough about sports. You know how I get. I love sports. Jason, how am I looking for Sunday for a bass tournament in Guntersville? Jason, I think you're all right. Might have a little bit of a breeze, and believe it or not, it might actually come out of the northwest in the morning and then southwest in the afternoon, so it will change direction on you, my friend. Be safe, have fun, catch a lot of fish. Good luck in your tournament. Should be okay. I don't see too much in the way of storms on Sunday. I almost want to take the 20 out, but I kept it in there for now because I don't want to be that guy. Patsy, thanks for the information. You're welcome. Chase, what's going on? What's going on, Jeff? Looking pretty blah, blah, blah here in Tuscumbia. You got heavy rain coming your way, and you're right about the humidity, Chase. It is icky sticky outside. It doesn't have to be hot to be icky sticky. It's icky sticky. That's why the rainfall is so heavy. That's why the storms are so electric. Megan, thank you for your update. I sure hope. Why does this keep going down like that? So annoying. I sure hope so. Anything is better than getting drenched when you have to be outside all day. I agree. I assume, wait a minute, if you're saying that, are you volunteering at Panoply, Megan? I did last year. I was a greeter at the door. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. It was really cool. I'm not doing it this year, though, because I'm a slacker. But Tamara, good morning. It is always a pleasure to see you, Tamara. Hope you have a good day. Evelyn's on. She says good morning. And Samantha, Big Cheddar Denoya. I don't know. I think I like that nickname. I'm going to keep it. How do I go back to just having two of us? Do I hit CTV1, Tatiana? I hit this again? No, you're good. I'd rather have you do it than me mess it up. So go back to double box and hit fades on there. All right. Woo. I'm not in the circle anymore. The circle. That's okay. I can do this because I'm going to say goodbye. because big Cheddar Desnoyers. You know what, Samantha? We just became friends like that. Like, we are instant friends because I love cheddar and I love like cheese, so that works. I'm good with that. Or you could be saying that I'm cheesy, and then that would be really bad, which is what I called myself a moment ago. That's where you got that from. I get it. Megan says, no, not Panoply this weekend, but Valhalla Funeral Home and Valhalla Memory Gardens is having a vendor event and a car show. Everyone come check it out. There you go. Free plug. Wesley, what time storm's getting to Huntsville? Probably like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, early afternoon. They're on the radar there. They're moving very slowly west-east. I can't do a tracker here because the computer's in there. So, Evelyn says, nice and cool here in Vermont. Vermont. Vinemont, not Vermont. unless you're really far away. How about Vinemont? But yeah, the temperatures aren't bad. They're in the 60s and cool is good. It's really humid though, but very, very, very sticky for this time of year. But the temperatures aren't bad. They're in the 60s. You can have humidity and you can have temperatures that aren't hot. That's what we have out there. It's very damp outside. Very damp. All proceeds go to the Kids for Love Foundation. Well, that totally works. What also works too is I had to go skedaddle and get in there because I have a TVL show coming up. They are live down in Big Spring Park. Well, they're actually on this balcony. I'm watching them practice their shots here in this lower corner thing. I'm spying on Claudia because Claudia's there. Got a nice little setup though. Pretty cool. If it wasn't like bad weather, I would have probably been there live with them. It would have been fun. But I had to stay in house because I got to track the radar. So anyway, they're going to be live down in Big Spring Park talking about Panoply. I always want to say Panopoly. Isn't that terrible? Because it looks like Monopoly, doesn't it? Tatiana just puts up with me. I don't know how she does it. Panoply is what's happening, and they're going to be live from 11 to noon. I'm here in studio, and then Gina Benitez and myself are going to cover the noon show. We'll be tracking the radar for you, and we'll be updating all the rain that's coming down. If anything goes strong or severe, of course, we'll come in and talk about it. Probably figure out a Facebook Live or something we'll do, and I'll probably do it from out there. But nonetheless, hopefully it doesn't get that way. I think we're good. I think it's just mainly a rain event. And Marla says, planning to grill out tonight. Any idea what time the rain will be in Hazel Green? Yeah, I got a pretty good idea. Yeah, I'll probably be there like around 2, 3, 4 o'clock. The question is does it get out fast enough that you can grill? I don't know what time your grilling plans are. So if you want to grill around 5, it'll be closed. If you want to grill at 6, you got a better chance. And what's on the menu tonight? Because if you're making extra, you can feel free to bring it to Jeff Desnoyers here at WAFF 48. I will be here tomorrow morning at 2:30 in the morning if you want to bring it in then. If you want to wait till after the shift at 9 o'clock, I'm here then too. Feel free. Help me with that one. Ashia? A-S-H-I-A? Ashia? Ashia, I like that. Ashia, starting to thunder here in Russellville. I appreciate that update, and that rocks. And on that note, I got to go. I got to go do this like live TV thing, but y'all, one more slug of solid rain this afternoon before a little light at the end of the tunnel for this weekend, and we're almost there, okay? Everybody have a good day. Talk soon.